The presidential inauguration is fast approaching. A suit seeking the prohibition of Bola Ahmed TINUBU from being inaugurated as Nigeria's next president on May 29 was instituted on Tuesday at the Court of Appeal in Abuja. The suit is by a presidential candidate in the 2019 election, Ambrose Owuru, and his political party, Hope Democratic Party. Owuru, a constitutional lawyer, is praying the court prohibits President Muhammadu Buhari, the Attorney General of the Federation, and the Independent National Electoral Commission from swearing in the president-elect. Owuru insists that President Buhari has been usurping his tenure of office since the Supreme Court has not determined his petition filed in 2019 challenging the declaration of Buhari as the winner of the 2019 presidential election. Dr. Batia.
Okay, so I did a little digging, to this man, because many would think he's just come out of a cave of hiding. And I found out that he actually had pursued this matter at the Supreme Court. They went back to the Federal High Court, and I'll tell you what Justice Eko said about him. And they went to the ECOWAS court to pursue this. So this is not the first time he's doing that. He's been pursuing his mandate for a long time. I still haven't found out.
It's coming as the Social Apex Igbo Social Cultural Organization, Ohanes and Igbo, has accused the president-elect of discrimination following the non-inclusion of an Igbo person in the 14-member committee inauguration set up by TINUBU for the May 29th handover activities. The committee, which includes Bayo Nonuga as the Director of Media and Publicity, is made up of people from regions across the country. The National Vice President of Ohanes Igbo Worldwide, Chief Damian Okeke, described Bola Ahmed TINUBU as a tribalist who has Igbophobia in his veins, adding that TINUBU inherited the Igbo hatred from the incumbent president Muhammadu Buhari. Rufai, the first time I heard that phrase, Igbophobia, was from Nigeria's former President Olusegun Obasanjo at that 1-year anniversary of Charles Chukwuma's Soludo. But I guess everyone is sensitive at this point. It's an inauguration committee. I don't know what your thoughts are.
Everyone is sensitive at this point, and it has to be said. Yes, we've also raised this. I think it was when Mr. Yalawo was here. We did raise it with him, and he said, it's just a very small committee just for the inauguration ceremony, that the bigger committee, a lot of Igbos, will be included. So it still remains to be seen. But what we keep calling for is diversity. There's something called federal character in this country. There's a need for diversity across board. But the problem has always been the fact that the Igbos have been greatly marginalized. And I'm happy you made mention of Olusegun Obasanjo when he said that, and he said, he was reprimanded for appointing an Igbo Minister of Finance, an Igbo Central Bank governor, and said, you're giving the economies to Igbos. And he talked about Igbophobia. We shouldn't have a country that way. It's not done. And that's why a lot of people still believe that the civil war is not over. And that's why we should be careful about what we do to one another. So the Igbos must be shown that they're included in the grand scheme of things, and any spirit of inherent Igbophobia should leave, because we can't forget what happened in Lagos in that election.
Absolutely.
We can't forget how it now turned into another case of what Igbos want to take over. And they said a proper Yoruba man, just because mother was Igbo, they said they called him Chinedu. And this from Lagos. And that man was even more from Lagos than other people that were saying he's not from Lagos. So we can't forget all of that. But for this country to work, we need peace, we need togetherness, we need tranquility. Igbos must be included, just as everybody too must be included in this country, because we all own this country together. And nobody is more Nigerian than others.
Absolutely. Well, unfortunately,